What if we found some of the most compassionate geniuses out there and we crowdfunded budgets for them? So, the concept of this comes from the MacArthur Foundation Fellows Program, if you've heard of it before. It's colloquially known as the Genius Grant, MacArthur Genius Grant. And what they do is they find it's like 20 people per year who are working on something they believe is really maybe society changing. And they find these individuals who are super creative, and what they do is they give them $800,000 over 5 years, paid quarterly. And it's no strings attached. People can use it however they want. And so one way to look at it is that they give them a salary of $800,000 over 5 years, that their income is that much. Another way to look at it is they give these creative individuals a budget of $800,000 over 5 years to do with whatever they please. And they don't follow where the people use the money. They hear stories occasionally of how some people will use it to pay personal expenses. They will pay for the house, they will pay for rent, they will pay for their child's college, university tuition, things like that. Other people will use it to hire more people in their lab. Other people use it to buy more equipment for the research that they're doing. Other people will use it for a sabbatical, to take a break from the university or wherever they're working, to go and work on their creative endeavors. Other people will give it all away to a specific charity or to a group of charities. But the main aspect is that it is giving creative individuals a budget and letting them choose how they're going to use that budget. And what I have been wondering is, one, it's not, it's only a one-time thing. It lasts for 5 years, and after that, they don't have that budget anymore. And two, it's done by a very closed, secretive committee. And three, it's done towards, I would say, creative individuals across the space. So what I'm wondering is, what if we took this concept and instead of having it be one-off, we have it be recurring budget. Two, instead of it being a secretive committee, it'd be crowdfunded by individuals across the world. And three, it wasn't focused just on creative individuals. In general, it was focused on the ones who are really creative and compassionate, like creative in compassion aspects. So this is the idea of Leading Hearts Fund. Another way to describe it, as maybe I have in the past. So what if we came together, we crowdfunded, we gave not just meager budgets to some of these individuals, but we gave them large budgets to be really highly creative in coming up with ways to lead us back together towards love, towards resolving conflict, towards compassion in general. Speaking of which, I apologize for maybe the chainsaw in the background, so that's why I'm moving a little bit to soften the noise. So what if we did this? What if Martin Luther King Jr. had a budget of $10 million per year? What could he have accomplished if Gandhi had that? If some of these people who are working right now, doing it in small ways, had access to a budget that large. Now, you would say, maybe you should start an organization and have access to the budget. Well, if you start an organization, these individuals don't have control over that budget often. They have to get a board approval, or they have to get approval of other people in the organization. But if we give them the budget, they have control of it. Now you may say, why would I trust them to have control over this budget? You may not trust everyone, and that's fine, but who do you trust? Find the people that you trust to have a larger budget. See what they've done with a smaller budget. Hell, to be really honest, I think I've done a lot with a really small budget, and I know there are other people who have. And when I say really small budget, I'm talking about maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month for personal expenses and work expenses. So when you look at it from a budgetary standpoint, that's not that much money for an American, especially, who is moving from different parts of the world, doing stuff in Europe, Africa, and the US. It's a very small budget to be operating from, but we can accomplish so much. What if we had larger budgets? What would we be able to accomplish? And so the idea is, there are people in this world who have very large budgets, but because of the experiences in their lives, or maybe just because they're not so focused on it, they don't have that creative impulse, or they don't have that persistence to be compassionate, to bring people back together. Maybe they're going the other direction. Maybe they're pulling people apart. Maybe they're filling the world with hate or indifference. But what about the people filling the world with love? What if we crowdfunded them? What if we gave them the financial power through a budget and said, listen, do with the budget as you please. You're the leader, you're the creative one. We don't know what should be done with this money, but we trust that you might come up with something that would be really interesting. And not just interesting, but potentially really impactful for the world. Whether that's a tool or whether that's the individual themselves speaking, leading. This is what I prefer. Maybe this will change. Instead of compassionate genius, it would be like compassionate leader. But compassionate genius has something to it. It shows that this person is rare. This person is not one of us in some ways. Yes, they are. They feel very human, very connected to us, but they're so different in some aspect. And what if we empowered that creativity? What if we empowered that compassion and let them have a budget? Not just a meager budget to get by, but what if they actually had financial power to use on a budget to spend and to give the money as they see fit? So this is my pitch today. It's 6 minutes long for a video. I don't know if you're all going to listen to this whole thing, but please check out leadinghearts.fund or leadingheartsfund.com, whichever you prefer. And please consider the concept and reach out to me. I would love to hear your thoughts on the idea. But this idea is evolving over time, and this one feels more resonant than it did earlier before. So thank you.